You know what they say, you gotta be tough and confident to go after who you want, though they may seem out of your league. Well, dating the hottest girl in school is one thing, but nobody tells you the struggle you have to face keeping a girl everyone wants. Outside, during break, Shinpei organizes job offers that are suitable for his friends, setting Kei go to work in an anime shop because of his massive love for the weeb community, Minoru, who is affiliated with pretty little girls, to work in a daycare center, and Junichi in a cosplay cafe. Turns out Junichi is grouped to work as a kitchen staff with the girls who will be working as maids in the same cafe, and the girls get their work done by charming each customer. Later, Yui's outfit gets spilled with coffee, and while she changes, Junichi unexpectedly walks into her, landing him a slap. Another event makes Junichi crave Yukona's lips from a drinking bottle, but unfortunately, gets ahead of himself when Renko arrives, smashing it. As the weeks go by, everyone is more diligent with their work, including Shinpei, who is promoted to assistant supervisor. Meanwhile, at the cafe, the manager introduces the last event for the girls' cosplay as book reading for customers. But when it's time to read the books, Yui gets pissed finding out that the books set aside for the day are erotic manga. Yui complains about the indecent behavior of the manager to the owner, who scolds the manager over the phone, causing a successful cancellation of the book reading event. That evening, while Junichi and Yukina walk home together, she tells him that she enjoyed the experience of working with him, and Yukina tells him that she would love a private hangout for only two of them, and without their friends. When the day of the beach arrives, the boys are full of excitement seeing the girls with their swimwear, especially Junichi, who is completely fascinated by Yukina. Everyone has fun playing in the ocean, except Yui, who feels inferior about her chest compared to the other girls. Later, when Yui joins the fun, they play volleyball and build sandcastles together, while the boys who thought they'd have a great time are stuck watching everyone's stuff while spectating. Some guys at the beach approach Renko and Yukina, and a jealous Junichi saves them just in time for the girls to ask for a nude sunscreen massage that unexpectedly exposes Junichi's perverted side. That evening, Shinpei and Keigo involve Junichi in their plans of peeping at the girls while they take a dip in the hot tub. Despite Junichi's disapproval of their plans, Shinpei and Keigo push on with it. At the hot tub, the girls have fun staring at the night sky and also fondle each other's bosom when the boys approach through the forest and in protective gear for their mission. Before proceeding, Shinpei and Keigo rid Junichi from the premises after they find out he was going to compromise their mission. After all, he was against the idea in the first place. Shinpei and Keigo run into a series of traps that were set to protect the girls' shower, and in the end, Shinpei is shot by an arrow while Keigo steps on a mine for a firework display. When Junichi regains consciousness after being pushed from a mountain, he awakens to find a concerned Yukina by his side. She reveals to him that Minoru passed out in the men's bath while Shinpei and Keigo were caught cold while trying to peep. In the end, Yukina wishes to go on a private trip with Junichi. The sweethearts run into Yukina's middle school mate, Dai, one evening while they stroll from the beach trip. Yukina introduces Junichi as her boyfriend, yet when Dai attempts to speak about their middle school days, she evades the conversation, giving Dai a goodbye wave while she runs off with him. Junichi thinks of the possible scenarios that might have happened between Dai and Yukina, feeling an inferior complex towards the tall, handsome guy with a smooth fashion sense. Yukina is disappointed at the words from Junichi that she completes her walk home without him. The next day at school, while the boys recount the beautiful scenes from the trip, Shinpei notices Junichi's down spirit and seeks to know the issue. After Junichi opens up, Shinpei declares Dai a villain, but urges him to know his girlfriend truly feels. But unfortunately, Yukina ignores Junichi, giving him the silent treatment for the rest of the day while she hangs out with her middle school friends. Junichi is disheartened by the recent events in his relationship that even the boys' karaoke doesn't cheer him up. However, Shinpei advises him to man up and approach Yukina to settle their issues. The high-spirited Junichi, after Shinpei's words, soon turns into a sour Junichi after catching a glimpse of Yukina and Dai hanging out in a cafe. The next morning, Junichi can't get over the scene he experienced the previous night when Yukina approaches him, hoping he had learned his lesson, and also apologizes for being too cold to him. Junichi wonders what Yukina was doing with Dai alone in a cafe when she told him she was hanging out with a few friends. This causes a stretch in their relationship when Junichi declares that he was merely being used by Yukina, that it would be better he remain a virgin than feel how he felt when he saw her together with Dai. How sweet. Yui meets up with Junichi at the rooftop to talk things through after noticing the stretch in his relationship with Yukina, but in the end, blames him for being selfish to Yukina and not considering her feelings in all of this. As if Junichi wasn't receiving enough backlash, Nene also calls him out on his new attitude, labeling it as not being cool. After school, Yukina calls the girls together to express herself, but ends up tearing up instead. Renko leaves the cafe, eager to rip Junichi apart for hurting her friend, after he promised not to. Junichi's friends come to light about his actions, and also hit him with another round of insults when Renko approaches them, ready to punch Junichi, and also call out his BS even when Yukina chose him over the other guy. Junichi accepts his mistake wholeheartedly for everyone to hear, and declares his intentions to make things right with Yukina. Just then, Dai and his friends enter the cafe and begin a conversation about how sexy and cheap Yukina looks. He also goes as far as saying he'd easily get her despite having a boyfriend and would pass her on to other guys to have their share of the fun. Junichi steps forward to confront Dai and his friends about the derogatory comments towards Yukina, and Dai proposes to take the fight outside. Despite Junichi being outrageously outnumbered and overwhelmed, he stands his ground against the bullies till Dai promises to leave Yukina alone. Dai tricks Junichi to let go of his feet, pushing him over to kick him multiple times, and just then, Junichi's friends arrive at the scene, taking care of the matters while he goes after his gal. At the other cafe, Nene and Yui offer comfort to Yukina, assuring her that Junichi cared for her despite his insensitive words. When Dai sees his team is overwhelmed, he tries to escape by using a little girl as a decoy, sending Minoru into rage mode for disrespecting the little girl, and Renko delivers him right into Minoru's grasp. Junichi receives a picture of his friends after beating up Dai when Yukina arrives. They meet up at the same place where he asks her out, and he goes on his knees, professing everything he loves about her, and asks her to go out with him once more. Yukina is flustered by his words, accepting his proposal and apology by taking him by his arm. After a change of clothes, Yukina asks Junichi to meet up with her so she takes him to a secret place. It is revealed that the secret place is an amusement park where Junichi always wanted to go. They spend their private time together on swings and also take pictures in the photo booth. Later, while they watch the skies, Yukina tells Junichi that she would love them to visit the park alone, over and over again every year. Junichi finds the idea cute, and just before finishing his sentence, Yukina gives him a kiss on his lips and runs away. That brings us to the end of the recap on My Girlfriend is a Gal. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and kindly comment below with your thoughts on this anime. Bye and thanks for watching. See you next time.